this chair exercise. It's not working. I'm so frustrated. Exercise on a chair, I'm trying. Oh, I think I'll just make me a shake. That's what I need is a shake. I've got my ice, my lemon, oh my gosh! There he is again. That fine guy. Oh, and look at that body. Fabulous, toned, stretched, great shape. I have got to get with Gail. Great age movement. Great age movement. Yeah, I've got to start exercising with them. Now, I'll start out by making myself a shake this morning because he looks fabulous. Oh, okay, shake, 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 shake. Okay, y'all, here's my blender. Put a little ice in there. Want to make sure that I squeeze the lemon for that. What does lemon do? Antioxidants. And water. Blend it real good. Ah! God. Help! Help!
Hi, I'm Fritz McDonald with the Great Age Movement, and today we present to you Wellness in the Home in partnership with the Great Age Movement. And today we'd like to show you some basic exercises and stretching that you could incorporate by using various parts of your home. So today we are in the living room, and what I'd like to show you is a few things here. First, and most importantly, when you do stretching and exercise, you should have a few things. I got my Yeti from Antarctica, and I have water. Always stay hydrated. You also should have like a little towel in case you build up a little bit of sweat, which you should. And music. Music is very important. It's motivating, especially when you're exercising alone. I use it all the time, even when I'm biking on the trails here in Houston. And the most important thing is a good attitude. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is what's happening to all of us. We're always on our phones, we're always looking down, we're reading, we're on our computers, and slowly but surely as we progress in age, our body starts to adapt to the use of technology. And what I'm talking about is slowly moving in this direction. And for older people, you see it, these are some of the common issues, which creates shoulder tension, neck strain and pain. And what I'd like to show now is 3 things you can do about it. The first one is called the chin tuck, and it kind of looks like a chicken. And what you're going to do is place your fingers on your chin, and you're going to push your head back. And what you're working on are your neck extensors. So you go back and forth, back and forth. You can also use the wedge of your hand here and place it just like that. From the side, this is what it looks like. You're just trying to mobilize the neck muscles in order to support this 8-pound head. Now, the next thing you could do is work on looking up. As we get older, the neck becomes a little more atrophied, the muscles, and looking up becomes a little tougher. So a great way at any age, really, is take a towel or a shirt, which I find a little more flexible. You're going to place it right at the base of your neck, and you're going to basically create tension along your jawline, and you're going to look up and look forward. Look up and look forward. From the front view, up, forward. And we do a set of 10, and you can do, 10 reps, 2 sets. Same goes with your chin. And you can do this throughout the day. It could be twice a day, 3 times a day, and overall, it accumulates to gain that tone necessary to support your head, and therefore also improve your posture. Now, the third exercise that's equally important is your back muscles. And like I was saying earlier, we tend to do this, and the way to get to here also is to look at your shoulder blades, and you're basically going to put this shoulder blade into this pocket, and this shoulder blade into this pocket. And the way you do that is you're going to raise your shoulders and push down like that. Up and down. From the side, it's like this. Up and down. So each shoulder blade is going to the opposite pocket. And a good set of 10 of those. Nice and slow. You can use a 2-second rule. 1, 2. 1, 2. We'll work on those muscles in your upper back. So to recap, there are 3 things you can do about your posture to correct this forehead posture situation. You can do your chin tucks. You can grab scoop the back of your neck, look up, create tension along your jawline, up and forward, up and forward. 10 reps of those, 2 sets. Now we're going to move on to the next station. I call this station my open space station. Gives you a lot of room to do various exercises, and things I'm showing you today are examples. If you ever feel pain or discomfort, modify it, do less of it, or don't do it at all. Now I'm going to take you to a chair. This is in the living room. This is a club chair, and the exercises I'm going to show you here are going to be about your lower body. And the calf is going to be the first thing I will be working on. Your calf has 2 major muscles, your gastroc and a deeper muscle, the soleus. And what you're going to do is spread your feet out, shoulder width apart. Place your hands on the top of the chair, and you're just going to raise your feet on your toes, and you're going to come down onto your heels. 1, 2, and back down. 1, 3. 1, 4. I always select calm music when I'm stretching, and when I'm running or biking, I rev it up with some good 70s rock pop, 80s, and club music. So I get to 10, and then I'm going to repeat. And the good thing about your calves, they're very strong muscles, and you really activate your ankles, and they get you ready to do your activities during the day. So it's really a good way to loosen up those ankles and get your day started. The next exercise that you can do here at the club chair would be to step out. Again, your feet are shoulder width apart, and what you're going to do is you're going to kick your leg out and swing it in front of the other leg, nice and slow. You're going to go 1, 2, as far as you can, and bring it back. And you're going to feel your hip abductors really stretch here. 2, and everything that I do today, I do 2 sets of, and we're keeping it 10 reps, 10 repetitions. And of course, as your week progresses, you can certainly increase your reps or your sets. So I work my way to 10, 6, 7. All your exercises look forward. It helps you with your stacking your joints all the way up for good body mechanics. 9 and 10. Of course, you need to switch legs. And you're going to kick out with your right leg and swing it in front of your other leg. Now, if you can't swing that far, that's okay. Go to the front of your toe and then work your way back out. So there's always ways to modify this where you can still participate given your physical condition. But the point is to move. That's our goal here with Great Age Movement. It's all about seniors, and it's all about being active in your home during, well, any time. Even though we're still in a pandemic, we want our seniors to know that we're here for them in partnership with the Health Museum. So once we hit 10, we're going to repeat that in another set of 10. So this is station 2 for us. The third station is the couch or the sofa. And you can use the armrest, or you can use the back of the sofa. We have little orange cones just to identify stations. And you can make up your own stations or make little cards saying, I'm going to do these 2 exercises here, and these 2 exercises there, and you just suddenly created a point system where you're going next. So in terms of the couch, The first exercise I'm going to do is working all the extensors. And this exercise, you're going to step out. You can be on your fingers or on your palms. You can keep your back straight. And you're going to kick back, raise your heel, keep your legs straight. And you're going to feel it in your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads. It's really a nice exercise, especially if you don't stretch every day. I had a bad habit in the past of going right into the gym and working hard with the weights, but not really stretching. And you really have to prevent injury and also just to get that blood flow when you're ready to take on something more challenging. So we work our way to 10, just like all the other exercises. 7, 8, 2 more. 9. As I said before, you can use the 2-second rule for your exercises and movement. 1, 2, and next leg. 1, 2, 1, 2, and I usually change the second number as I work my way to 10. 1, 3, keep your chin up, get that air flowing. 4, 1, 5, 5 more. 1, 6, 1, 7. This really feels good on my lower back too. 1, 8, 1, 9. 1 more. And 1, 10. All right. Good job if you did it with me. After this live show, it'll be recorded and you can go to the Health Museum's Facebook page, and in the future on our website, you could take your own time and go through these exercises. Now the second exercise for this station, the couch station, is we're going to sit on the couch like this. And there are 2 ways you can do it depending on your strength. The first one I'll do is as if you have a lot of lower body strength and your triceps, particularly. And this exercise, you're going to slide your hands to the side of your legs. You're going to step out. I took a blue piece of tape so I know how far to go out. And then I'm going to bring my buttocks over the edge, keeping my elbows perpendicular to my body. I'm going to lower myself, arching your back, and coming right back up. Full extension, all the way down. 2. Inhale. 3. Working my way all the way to 10. 4. 5. 6. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. 10. But you're going to go and count each number. And the reason why I am going to switch it is because I want to show you the second version. And this is for people who may not be as strong. Your hands are going to be in the same position. You're going to bring your feet back. And literally, you're just going to lift your hand off the chair and sit. So you're pretty much riding over the armrest or the back of the chair. So up and down. Up, 1, 3, and down. Working your way to 10. So that's the option for this one. Now going back to the last station and any of these exercises involving your arms and legs, you can take a wrist weight or an ankle weight and just add a little bit of resistance. That'll help increase tone as well. So that's an option. You just grab it. It's Velcro, very easy. They come in graded form. 1-pounders. They also have the bars that go up to 5 pounds. So that's just another tidbit. Are you ready? It's time to go to the kitchen. Follow me. Now here in the kitchen, we're going to use the countertop. This is an island. It can be right at the basic countertop next to the stove. You're going to just need a chair. Now this is a square bar stool, preferably something durable where it doesn't roll out from under you. We're going to sit at the counter, and at the counter, here's my cone from the next station. We're going to back the chair up about a foot away from the counter. This one is a fairly simple one. It's a squat. and you're going to proceed into the standing position. You're going to place your feet shoulder width apart. You're going to place your hands on the counter, and you'll be pressing into your palms and your heels. You're going to do a slight rock, and you're going to stand and sit. Stand and sit. Same thing. 10 reps, 2 sets, 2-second roll. 1, 4, and back. 1, 5, and back. You work your way up to 10. Let's go to 10. 1, 10, but don't cheat. I'm just trying to show you the other version. Now, if you're a lot stronger, you're going to remove the chair, and you're going to try it without a chair. For those who can do it, but by all means, use the chair because it's just as important. So spread your feet out, and you're just placing your hands on the counter and putting pressure on your palms. You're going to lower yourself by arching your back and come to seated position and come right back up. It's a nice squat that works your buttocks, your hamstrings, your quads, your entire lower body, essentially, and your core. So we do 10 of those, 2 sets. You're going to hear me say that over and over. The second exercise for the counter station is going to be the push-up, the standing push-up. So you're going to place your hands in front of your hips, your palms come slightly over the edge, your feet are shoulder width apart, and you're bringing your abdomen to the counter. And you're going to look straight ahead, and you count as you go forward. 1, inhale, 2. And this is working your chest, your triceps, which are the back of your arms. You feel your core working in here. You get a big stretch on your lower half of your body. And you're working your way all the way to 10. Now, if you can't do 10, do 2 sets of 5. You can build on it. And you'll see, over time, it gets easier, and then you need more of a challenge. And as we work our way to 9, don't cheat, and 10. 2 sets of that, and we're going to make our way to the 5th and final station. Join me at the dining room table. Getting rid of the last cone. So people have wooden tables, people have glass tables. And this table, we're focusing in on our shoulders and our core. And what you would like to do is sit at the edge of the chair. Thank you. You'll need 2 towels. Why? You'll see. You're going to place the towels right in front of you. As I said before, sit in the front of the chair because you want to have a little bit of movement for your core. And 2 ways of doing this. You could just use the towels, and you could slide it on the table for the exercises we're about to do. Or you can take a small object like a book. This is a good one, by the way. The Good Earth, Pearl Buck. Classic, pretty amazing, about China. You're going to place the book in the towel, secure it by wrapping it around, and I just flip them over. Same goes with the other book. This book was banned for 30 years. This is Henry Miller's Tropic Capricorn. It's a good read, by the way. We'll place that book in the next towel. We'll flip it, very easy, just using common objects in your house. This time, being at home, we've learned to adapt. We think we need the gym at all times, but the gym can come to you. It's just all about your creativity and creating the environment you want and the body you want. So once we have our weights, or makeshift weights, ready, we're going to do a couple of exercises. The first one is place your hands on the books and towel. You're going to slide it out, bend forward, reach as far as you can, and then pull it back right to you. This is working your core, your shoulders, your triceps as you extend, your bicep as you come back. Keep your chin up, doing a set of 10, all the way out, and all the way back. 8, I'm trying to show you a lot, so that's why I made you jump into 10 quickly. But just know each and every movement counts. 9, one more, and 10. And always finish where you started, right here. The next exercise, you can move your chair up. This one is essentially feet apart. That helps you with your balance by keeping your feet shoulder width apart. You're going to hold your hands up, and you're going to open to the ends of the table and close. Same thing, 10 of them. 2, 3, 4. I was a swimmer, so I have very long arms. 5, 6, just like that. Really easy. And the books do provide a little bit of resistance. These books probably weigh 1.5 pounds each. So instead of the hand weights, we have knowledge weights. 9 and 10. 2 sets, as I said over and over again. And the final tabletop exercise, which is gravity free. If you have arthritis in your shoulders or you have limited range of motion, this is perfect. The table bears the gravity and you still get the contraction of your muscles in your arms and you get a little bit of a workout. The final exercise is doing circles. Get those rotator cuffs going, your shoulders, your bicep flexion. And this one involves a little more of your core because I'm trying to reach out. You can always modify it to bring in more of your bending of your hips so you get that core workout. Your core is so important. It's the center of your body. It controls your balance when you're walking and stepping. We're not all perfect. We may step on a curve, and you need that core to stop you from falling. So you can do inners and outers, 10 sets, just like that. Now, if you're really smart, you just put the Windex on the table, spray it, and clean it. You see how your chores become your exercise and you benefit from it? The key to all your chores in your home is really body mechanics, so that you don't injure yourself, and it just adds more value. It's not just another task, when you think of it in terms of exercise. And 10, look at that. Bringing it to a close at our 5th station, the dining room table. Another important thing is to eat with your family and friends. Being at the table with people really stimulates your mind, but it also brings community together. And that's what this whole program is about, bringing people together to help seniors and to lift us all up. We're in this together. We are now going to prepare for What the Smoothie. So we'll see you in a few seconds. Hi, we're back. And now we are going to address nutrition. And here with me today is Whitney.
Hi.
And our show is called What the Smoothie? Yes. Last time we did with the Health Museum What the Fork. So today we're going to talk with our somewhat expert on smoothies.
I make these all the time. They are delicious, and I think you're going to love them too. The first one that we're going to do is called the Going Green Smoothie. This one is my favorite for morning. It's full of energy. It's full of vitamins and minerals. It really gets your day going, and it also helps aid in digestion. On your screen, you'll see the exact recipe. I make this all the time, so I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. But I will be telling you everything that I'm putting in it.
Whoa!
See what happens live on TV.
That means it's going to be really good.
That's right.
Let me place these over here.
Before we break something else.
So Whitney just recently joined our board of directors for Great Age Movement. She is an exercise fanatic. She works out 5 times a week, and she was telling me about the smoothies over the last several weeks. I thought this would be a great topic.
And these are great. So I'm using coconut water because it's great for hydration. If you don't have coconut water, regular water is fine. Just don't use a carbonated kind, but just a regular bottled water would work. So first thing we're doing is our water. Then we're gonna throw in some grapes. Also great for hydration.
Look at that.
Most importantly is spinach and the kale.
What the kale?
Spinach and kale is great for your digestive and your immunity. So load that up. And don't worry, it's not going to be bitter.
And if you don't like vegetables, I mean, what a great way just to consume it, right?
Trust me, you're not even going to be able to taste it. The next thing we're adding is pineapple.
What does that do?
This makes it super sweet, so you don't taste any of that bitterness at all. I'm using a Vitamixer. You can use any kind of blender at all. Takes about 30 seconds. You ready for
Go,
this?
Vita, go.
That didn't even take 30 seconds.
Yes, let's try that out.
Right?
Oh.
And it makes quite a bit, as you can see. So whatever you don't drink, just pop it in the fridge, and you can have it the rest of the day.
What is this called again?
This is the Going Green smoothie.
And what are the 2 important vegetables in it?
What the kale
What the kale?
and spinach, but don't forget your pineapple because that's what makes it sweet.
You mean I can look like Popeye?
You could if you got back in the gym.
I know, right? Cheers to that one. Well, that sounds great. So this one will really benefit our immune system and digestion.
Immunity and digestion.
Very important. I know with seniors, as they get older, your immune system is compromised. You're more susceptible to viruses, bacteria, and also digestion. I know digestion is an issue as we get older, so it's nice to have a way to push it on through.
Alright. So our next one is the apple banana sweet potato cooler. And this one is actually my favorite for later on in the day, particularly if you have kind of a big lunch and you're not super hungry in the evening time. This one is fantastic and you're going to love it just as much as well.
I'm happy.
I'm going to have everything ready to throw in here.
Do you want me to get the glasses?
Yes, please. Thanks, Fritz. Turns out you are helpful. So,
Candy.
you can use milk if you're lactose intolerant. Use a substitute. Use almond milk, or I guess that would be the only one.
What's this club for?
Now that is if you use ice. Ice is optional for any smoothie. That you stick in this lid and it kind of helps break it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're throwing some milk in there.
Now, if you're lactose intolerant, what do you recommend instead of the milk?
The almond milk.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. You're going to use a banana. I usually use just about half of it. Good for potassium, which is good for your muscles, especially after all that hard work and exercise you just did. That prevents the soreness. Of course, you're going to use some apple, antioxidant, also good for immunity and digestion.
And you can use any type of apple, like Granny Greens.
Any kind of apple you want, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is the sweet potato. It needs to be a cooked sweet potato. Pop it in the microwave 5-6 minutes. Let it cool down before you throw it in the smoothie.
Oh, okay.
Pop
I don't
that
think I've
in
ever tried a smoothie with potato.
Now, this is that good Mexican vanilla. This stuff came
Wow.
straight from Mexico. It's the secret. If you don't have it, use vanilla extract or whatever you have. It calls for a teaspoon, but I make this all the time, so I'm just going to eyeball it a little bit.
That's a Rachel Ray move.
That's right.
Just throw it in there.
Honey. This is good. Buy a local honey. This helps with your allergens in the local area.
And also the local businesses.
That's right.
Oh.
So I really like my honey. I have bad allergy problems. And then last in this smoothie, some nutmeg. Just a dash. And like I said,
What does that do?
well, this kind of gives it a little spice. I like to spice things
A
up
spice.
now. All right. So then again, you can use ice if you want. I usually don't, but that's totally optional.
All right.
So, we're ready for this.
Break it down.
Now this has been compared to eggnog.
Uh-oh.
So I guess if you really wanted to spice it up, you could add a little something.
Yeah.
Particularly if you use this for dinner.
Like Kahlua? Maybe.
I would use bourbon, but
We didn't say that. But it's a nice, it takes the edge off after a full day of pandemic stories.
that's right. And we can all use a little something to take the edge off. So cheers to this.
Cheers to the second smoothie.
Again, apple banana sweet potato cooler. This one's personally my favorite for evening times.
And those potatoes, lots of fiber to help that digestion.
Oh, good point. When you cook your sweet potato and you chop it up before sticking it in here, leave the skin on. The skin on a sweet potato is where all vitamins and minerals come from. So don't skin it.
There you go. This is really good.
This one's, I tell you, this is my favorite.
That deserves a double cheer.
Mm-hmm. Cheers, cheers. Now, last but not least, because it's Fancy Friday,
Yes!
these are fancy glasses.
Friday!
Friday. This is a dessert smoothie. It's so hot outside, you can't go wrong with the dessert smoothie. Frozen fruits of any kind. I got a mixed bag. It's got raspberries, blueberries, strawberries. You can use whatever you want. Frozen or fresh, it really doesn't matter. So you just pop this in here.
Look at that. Easy as pie.
Easy as pie. A cup of water. Again, I'm just eyeballing it because I do this all the time. This is my favorite for like the afternoon. It's really hot.
It's real pretty, like a big ruby.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And then I use half a cup of vanilla yogurt.
Oh.
Low-fat vanilla yogurt.
Now, what's a good substitute for that if you're lactose intolerant?
I guess the almond milk you could use too.
Yeah.
I don't think it would really matter. If you do use almond milk, then I would encourage you to throw some ice in there, particularly if you're using fresh vegetables instead of frozen.
Just like thicken it up.
Yes, it'll thicken it up. So this one is the dessert for your pleasure. And there we go. And those are our 3 smoothies.
Look at that for a
Cheers,
Friday.
Very.
Stepping out to that heat with a little bit of coolness on the inside.
This is delicious.
Nice glasses over there.
Thank you. It is Fancy Friday. Everybody needs a fancy glass. Cheers.
Well, we have a program next to the pool. That's where we're headed next. But we look forward to seeing you next Friday and for the many Fridays to come with valuable tips, tools, and ways of enhancing your life and wellness in partnership with the Health Museum. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time. Cheers! Oh, yes. That's pleasure. That's the pleasure one.
Pleasure.
So we hit a